Hi, my name is Terri Hall with Kerr County. I'm also the founder and director of a statewide group known as Texas TURF, as well as the co-founder of Liberty in Action that's based in Kerr County and the surrounding areas of the Hill Country. I'm not only speaking in support of our 391, but I was the citizen who asked them to form it to fight BES in our community. But first, we take issue with several claims made in your proposed rule and impact statement. You state, the proposed rule won't expand, limit, or repeal an existing regulation, but actually the rule creates a wholly inadequate system of regulation. Inadequate oversight over dangerous, unmanned, volatile, fire-prone systems rife with contracting giveaways to BES companies through rate of return guarantees at the expense of residents and ratepayers. You also state the proposed rule will not affect the state's economy, but the economic impacts of thermal runaway and constant fires at these facilities, destroyed land, property values, surface and groundwater damage, and rivers, and might I add, our river, businesses, and residents are still recovering from the damage of last year's 4th of July flood. Then add to that damage to livestock, toxic air, affecting my 8 kids with severe asthma. Hospital stays and treatments are an enormous cost. We don't need this ever, but especially not now in Kerr County. After all the above obvious impacts, then you have a rule that honestly states something this absurd, that there's no adverse economic effect on small businesses, micro businesses, or rural communities. Well, my husband and I operate 2 micro businesses in our rural town. The economic impacts to us as residents and to our customers are real, severe, and permanent. You claim also in the rule to be providing greater reliability of electric service when BES is a net consumer of electricity, and it doesn't add a single new megawatt of power, as you've heard today. The rule also allows power generators to recoup return on investment, including the present value of future payments required under the contract. Well, in essence, this is guaranteed profits with zero risk to the companies. All risk gets passed on to the ratepayers, and ratepayers will see an increase in their electricity bills in order to cover the rate of return guarantees in this new rule. Well, in my experience in the Texas legislature fighting public-private partnerships on toll roads in Texas, which we stopped, we also learned what future payments means. So if a utility company cancels or decommissions this project early, the developers would get made whole for the entire contract period. So if a utility decides to pull the plug early, the developer gets all future projected revenue under this rule. Well, that's a hard no for us. That's just graft. I attended a town hall meeting in Mountain Home last night. We live in the impact zone and the location of the first proposed BES in Kerr County. Over 100 residents turned out to show their opposition and, frankly, their disgust with our state government, who has made it harder for counties to represent their constituents in opposing these facilities. This necessitated a regional approach for us, using a 391 commission to protect our citizens. We are not going to back down despite the obstacles. So what's our ask? We ask you to please do your job and reflect the sentiment of the taxpayers who are footing the bills here, and the landowners who are going to be impacted, and the kids whose asthma is going to be flaring up and potentially hospitalizing them, and vote no on this proposed rule. At the very least, put it on pause. Thank you.